So,
I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
no, yeah. Finish that.
I think with some games that I play these days, it just feels like I'm not controlling it. Like I'm not gonna name drop any other game other than Gears of War 5. I found was really it was like it was probably because of the way I was playing it. I just installed it on my computer, like my new PC, and I probably didn't calibrate it, but it just felt like it was so like separate. I was so separated because it was like I'll push forward and then like the character will move a few seconds later. I'm like, oh, bro.
Yeah, you don't feel like the character.
I love those double middle fingers to Gears of War 5, just like screw you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Lineage View with your friend, colleague, inspiration, person, with your guy Lineage View. It's currently like whatever time in the morning. I haven't slept yet. It's 20 past 9 in the morning. Okay. So, what we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to be retracting a statement that I made on a podcast that I was on with Kingwin, Moist, and Maze a few weeks ago, a month ago, over a month ago. A while ago, okay. We were talking, it was super late, so sometimes you slightly exaggerate things that you say. This is one of those cases. It was about 2 in the morning at this point whilst we were talking, and we were about 2 hours in, something like that. I made a statement that I don't necessarily agree with. As you've just heard, just there in the intro, I'm here to retract my statement that I made about Gears of War 5. It's not even called Gears of War 5 to begin with. That shows you how much I'd actually played of the game. It's called Gears 5, okay? I've gone to great lengths to really give this game a chance since then, because it's been eating away at me. I listened back to the podcast and I was like, why did I say this when I literally played the tutorial level and I'd installed it on a hard drive on my computer, not even the solid state drive. It was on some really slow hard drive that I have installed, so that was one thing. I was playing with a controller that was temperamental at best. So the odds were already against this game and I didn't make it past the tutorial. So, okay. Coffee. Okay. So, in my defense, I did say that I was harsh on the game because I have a lot of love for the Gears franchise, which I do. So I was always an Xbox 360 kid growing up. We had the PS3, but I didn't really like the look of the console, and I wasn't super big into the exclusives. I much preferred Gears and like Halo and those sorts of exclusives. And so the Gears of War franchise was huge for me. This was like the game everyone spoke about in school. It was the game that everyone wanted, and you know, if your parents bought it for you, then like you were one of the cool kids. Okay, so this was one of those games for me, and I got into it about 2008, so the second one had came out. So for Christmas that year I got Gears 1 and Gears 2, and I was absolutely made up with it. In fact, I got the limited edition that came with like the Gold Lancer DLC, and it was like the coolest thing. I obsessed over these games because it was like, you know, when you're a teenager and you're seeing all this gore and all this swearing and all of this, it's cool. It's really cool to see. So when I got past the training level, it instantly just took me back like 12 years. It was like, this feels like it did, but better. So one of the things I've always loved about Gears is the cameras in the game. It's like the cameras follow the player in such a realistic way, especially when running. It feels like it's a guy holding like a rig running after you, and I've always loved that. Like, I love camera stuff. Anything to do with cinema, I absolutely love it. Little touches like that just love it. Absolutely love it. And obviously the gore is there. The gore is obviously going to be there. That's like the big thing. The bin men are taking the bins. They're also taking the I'm going to see if they take my bins. They haven't taken my bin for about 2 weeks. Nah, false alarm, the green bin men. So the goriness is obviously going to be there because you expect that from this franchise. It's what sort of established it, especially with the Lancer having a chainsaw at the end of a gun. That was just a crazy concept back in the day. I mentioned a lot of this in the podcast as well. I think one of the biggest things for me was, having been out of the game for 3 games now, I was wondering if Marcus Phoenix was still going to be the main character. Also, a fun fact for anyone who doesn't know, Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War is voiced by the guy who does the voice for Jake the dog in Adventure Time, and also Bender of Futurama. So if you ever play Gears again, you won't be able to get that out of your head. So Marcus Phoenix is in this game, and they've done this in such a smart way by introducing new characters but still having the old ones there to sort of pass over the torch. Something has to be said about the difficulty of this game. Now, I don't remember the first 2 being that difficult on like standard difficulty, whatever normal would be, but this game is really tough, I'm finding. So I was against a boss the other day. I've been streaming this game a lot. I've been streaming for hours and hours, and I came up against this boss and I was stuck on this one boss for an hour straight. I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. So it was like a one-hit kill sort of issue for my character. So if this character hits you at all, like runs into you, you're dead. If he jumps onto you, you're dead. Okay. This boss was really tough to kill because you could only hurt it at all in certain moments and only in very specific areas on its back. So this was really frustrating to go through over and over and over again. But I did it, and it was such a proud moment because I was like, yeah, come on. The difficulty in this game is not too much to be a problem. I think it's definitely really challenging, and it's probably because I'm not very good at games like this, probably. I really like it though. I'm glad they didn't make the game any harder because I think it would be too much in that case. This is like a good amount. It's a good balance. So I'm coming into this game having not played Gears 3 or Gears 4, so I'm stuck in the middle of this storyline that I know nothing about at this point. It's completely moved on from the end of Gears 2, which makes sense, obviously. It's been 2 entire games. And so I was concerned that I was going to be stuck in the middle of a story that I knew nothing about. But they do quite a good job of easing you into it and letting you know what's happened before. And I really like that about it. I think that can be quite a daunting thing. I really like the characters. So at first I didn't really like Kate. I thought she was a little bit sort of 2D and just not really much going on. But the more we progress through the story, the more I get to like her, the more I like Del. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it so far. All in all, I absolutely love this game. It's taking me back 12 years, and I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to complete it, probably on stream. Yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. If you have Game Pass, what are you doing? If you don't have this game already, get this game. It's so worth it. If you play the first hour of it and you don't like it, then it's probably not for you. But if you play that first hour and you enjoy it, you're not putting it down, honestly. It's so good. Anyway, dudes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm probably going to go and get some sleep now, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Come on.